Today I shall describe another ancient history of southern part of India. I shall describe about all the remarkable and historical events of the lost world. I shall try to delve the rise and fall of the lost kingdom, which was once reached on the top of glory, but today it is a mere small village in India, standing alone in deserted land, keeping the memories and testimonials as a remarkable signature of the past world. To the listener, before I start, my request to my listener and follows, please subscribe my channel, stories and more, like and share. Your cooperation will definitely encourage me to present many more lost stories of the world in future, which will definitely enjoyable and knowledgeable to you. Thank you. Today I shall am unveiling the historical tapestry of rulers and civilization at Talakadu. Talakadu, a small town nestled on the left bank of the Kaveri River in the South Indian state of Karnataka, holds within its sands a rich tapestry of history and culture that dates back centuries. The town's historical background is a captivating journey through time, marked by the rise and fall of dynasties, political intrigues, and a unique cultural heritage. In this article, I shall delve into the historical background of Talakadu and explore the dynamic rulers who left their indelible mark on this region. Ancient roots. The history of Talakadu can be traced back to the early centuries of the Common Era. The town's origins are shrouded in myth and legend, with some historical accounts associating it with the legendary Rishi Agastya and his disciples. However, the earliest concrete evidence of Talakadu's existence can be found in inscriptions dating from the 4th century CE during the rule of the Kadamba dynasty. Talakadu, with its fascinating historical background and the dynasties that once ruled over it, stands as a testament to the enduring allure of India's past. The town's rich tapestry of history, marked by periods of glory and decline, continues to intrigue historians and archaeologists. Today, Talakadu's partially submerged temples and the legends that surround them serve as a poignant reminder of the ever-evolving nature of history and the enduring legacy of those who once called this enchanting town their home. Kadamba dynasty. The Kadamba dynasty, known for its patronage of art and culture, ruled over Talakadu and surrounding regions for several centuries. Their reign saw the construction of numerous temples and monuments that stand as a testament to their cultural contributions. The Kadamba dynasty, one of the early ruling dynasties associated with Talakadu, was founded by King Mayurashama. He is credited as the founder of the Kadamba dynasty, which emerged around the 4th century CE. The Kadamba dynasty's area of influence primarily covered parts of present-day Karnataka and Goa. Their kingdom extended from the Western Ghats to the Arabian Sea, encompassing regions such as Banavasi, Gokarna, and Talakadu, among others. Over time, the dynasty expanded its territories and played a significant role in the early history of Karnataka. Kadamba dynasty, pioneers of Karnataka's ancient legacy. The Kadamba dynasty, an ancient ruling lineage of southern India, holds a unique and enduring place in the rich tapestry of Karnataka's history. Flourishing primarily in the Deccan region from the 4th to the 6th century CE, the Kadambas left an indelible mark on the cultural, architectural, and political landscape of the region. In this comprehensive article, I shall explore the origins, achievements, and lasting impact of the Kadamba dynasty. Origins and early history. The Kadamba dynasty, known for its patronage of art and culture, the King Mayurashama, is credited with establishing the Kadamba rule around the 4th century CE. Mayurashama's rise to power was marked by his victory over the Pallavas, a significant regional power, which laid the foundation for Kadamba dominance in the region. Religious and cultural significance. One of the distinguishing features of the Kadamba dynasty was its commitment to religious pluralism. While the dynasty had Jain roots, its rulers showed remarkable tolerance towards other faiths, including Hinduism and Buddhism. This ethos of religious harmony is reflected in the diverse range of temples and monuments built during their reign. Temple architecture and artistic contributions. The Kadambas were renowned for their temple architecture, and their legacy can still be seen in the numerous temples they constructed. The Gomateshwara temple in Shravanabelagola, the Panchakuta Basadi, and the Banashankari temple in Badami are exquisite examples of their architectural prowess. These temples are characterized by intricate carvings, stunning sculptures, and distinctive Dravida and Vasara styles that continue to captivate art enthusiasts and historians alike. Literary endeavors. The Kadambas were also notable patrons of literature and scholarship. They fostered the growth of the Kannada language and literature, encouraging the creation of important texts and inscriptions. Their contributions to the development of Kannada language and culture are considered instrumental in the region's literary history. Challenges and decline. The Kadamba dynasty's dominance in Karnataka was not without its challenges. The Kadamba dynasty's rule eventually came to an end in the 6th century CE. This dynasty, which once flourished in regions of Karnataka and Goa, faced several factors that led to its eventual decline and destruction. The primary reasons for their downfall were as follows. Political instability. The Kadamba dynasty, like many ancient dynasties, experienced periods of internal strife and political instability. Succession disputes and conflicts among nobles weakened the central authority, making it vulnerable to external threats. Natural disasters. Like many civilizations, the Kadamba dynasty was susceptible to natural disasters. Famously, the shifting course of the Kaveri River, which played a pivotal role in the region's agriculture and prosperity, led to the gradual submergence of Talakadu under layers of sand, impacting the dynasty's fortunes. External invasions and conflicts with neighboring dynasties posed a significant threat to the Kadamba dynasty. Raids and conquests by the Chalukyas, Rashtrakutas, Pallavas and other regional powers put immense pressure on their territories. They succumbed to the might of the Chalukyas. However, their legacy endures through the architectural marvels, inscriptions, and cultural contributions they left behind. The influence of the Kadambas on Karnataka's art, culture, and architecture is palpable even today, serving as a testament to their enduring impact. As for the present condition of the Kadamba dynasty, it's essential to note that historical dynasties don't exist, but their legacy lives on through the remnants of their architectural and cultural contributions, such as temples, inscriptions, and artifacts. These remnants serve as a window into the rich heritage of the Kadamba dynasty and the eras in which they thrived. However, the Kadamba dynasty eventually gave way to the Ganga dynasty, which ruled Talakadu from the 5th to the 10th century CE. Ganga dynasty. The Ganga dynasty played a pivotal role in shaping the history of Talakadu. Their rule witnessed the flourishing of art, literature, and religion. They were staunch patrons of Shaivism, and their temple architecture reflects their devotion to Lord Shiva. The Talakadu region became a significant center for Shaiva culture during this time. Ganga dynasty, the pioneers of southern India's cultural resplendence. The Ganga dynasty, also known as the Western Ganga dynasty, holds a distinctive place in the annals of South Indian history. Flourishing predominantly in the region of modern Karnataka, this illustrious dynasty left an enduring legacy of cultural and architectural marvels. In this article, we will delve into the comprehensive history and contributions of the Ganga dynasty, shedding light on their rise, achievements, and eventual decline. Origins and early history of the Ganga dynasty, unrelated to the northern Ganges plain, originated in the 4th century CE in the southwestern Deccan region of India. Its founders, described as indigenous rulers, established their power base in Kola, Banavasi, and Talakadu. The dynasty's early history is not well documented, but it is believed that they initially ruled as local chieftains. Patrons of Jainism. One of the defining characteristics of the Ganga dynasty was their strong association with Jainism. The early Gangas were fervent patrons of Jain culture and art, and this influence left an indelible mark on their reign. Elaborate Jain temples and inscriptions in ancient Kannada script are a testament to their Jain affiliations. Expansion and cultural flourishing. The Gangas reached their zenith of power during the 5th and 6th centuries under the leadership of King Dervinita. Their rule extended over significant parts of Karnataka, including the modern districts of Hassan, Bangalore, and Kolar. During this period, the dynasty witnessed a remarkable flourishing of art, literature, and temple construction. Architectural marvels. The Ganga dynasty's contributions to temple architecture are noteworthy. They introduced distinctive Dravida and Vasara styles, evident in the construction of numerous temples. The remarkable Galaganatha temple in Pattadakal and the Kaitubheshvara temple in Kubaturu are notable examples of their architectural prowess. Another remarkable temple was made during regime of Ganga dynasty, the Srirangapatna temple. This temple is also known as the Sri Ranganathaswamy temple, is located in Srirangapatna, Karnataka, India. It is one of the most important pilgrimage sites for Vaishnavites, and is one of the 5 Pancharanga Kshetrams, or sacred sites of Sri Vaishnavism along the river Kaveri. The temple is dedicated to Lord Ranganatha, a reclining manifestation of the god Vishnu. Here Lord Ranganatha in a reclining posture on the 7-headed serpent Adishesha. The idol is 18 feet long and is made of black stone. There are several smaller shrines dedicated to other deities, such as Sri Ranganayaki, the consort of Lord Ranganatha, Garuda, Hanuman, and Nrsimha. Literary patronage. In addition to their contributions to art and architecture, the Gangas were patrons of literature and scholarship. They sponsored the creation of important Sanskrit and Kannada texts, and their rule marked a significant period in the development of Kannada literature. End and legacy. The Gangas had been ruling Karnataka for over 400 years, but they were weakened by internal conflicts and invasions by neighboring kingdoms. The decline of the Ganga dynasty can be attributed to the rise of the Chalukyas, Rashtrakutas, and other regional powers. The dynasty gradually lost its territories and political influence, eventually succumbing to the Cholas in the early 11th century CE. Despite their decline, the Ganga dynasty's legacy endures. The temples and inscriptions they left behind continue to captivate historians, archaeologists, and art enthusiasts. Their patronage of Jainism, temple architecture, and literature enriched the cultural tapestry of southern India, leaving an indomitable mark that resonates to this day. Their achievements, though sometimes overshadowed by larger dynasties, remain a source of inspiration and fascination for those who delve into the depths of South Indian history and culture. After ruling for 400 years, the Ganga dynasty fell and Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires came to the power. Talakadu's history took another turn with the arrival of the Hoysala dynasty in the 12th century. The Hoysalas made significant contributions to the region's temple architecture, with stunning examples like the Kirthanarayana temple in Talakadu. However, their rule was followed by the ascendancy of the Vijayanagara Empire in the 14th century, which further enriched the cultural heritage of Talakadu. Origin and rise of Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires in Talakadu, Karnataka. Talakadu, a town in Mandya district, Karnataka, India, was once a thriving capital of the Ganga dynasty. However, the town's fortunes changed in the 11th century when it was repeatedly attacked and conquered by the Hoysalas. The Hoysalas were a Kannadiga power that originated from the Malanadu region of Karnataka. They were initially vassals of the Western Chalukya Empire, but they gradually gained power and independence in the 12th century. The Hoysala king Vishnuvardhana, 1108 to 1152 CE, was a key figure in the rise of the Hoysala Empire. He defeated the Chola dynasty at the Battle of Talakadu in 1117 CE, and he went on to conquer most of Karnataka. Vishnuvardhana also patronized the arts and architecture, and the Hoysala period is known for its exquisite temples. The Hoysalas ruled Talakadu for over 200 years. During this time, they built many temples in the town, including the Kirti Narayana temple, the Vijayeshwara temple, and the Pathaleshwara temple. The Hoysala temples in Talakadu are known for their intricate carvings and beautiful architecture. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires played a significant role in the history and culture of Talakadu. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara temples in Talakadu are some of the most beautiful and well-preserved examples of South Indian architecture. Vishnuvardhana went on to conquer most of Karnataka, and he established the Hoysala Empire as one of the most powerful kingdoms in South India. The Ganga dynasty continued to rule a small territory in southern Karnataka until the 14th century, when it was finally defeated by the Vijayanagara Empire. The Hoysala's rise to power was due to a number of factors, including their strong military, their able leadership, and their support from the local population. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires left a lasting legacy in Talakadu. The temples and other monuments that they built are still standing today, and they are a testament to the skill and artistry of the people of these two empires. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires made significant contributions to Talakadu in terms of architecture, religion, regional development, and legacy. The most famous Vijayanagara monument in Talakadu is the Sri Ranganathaswamy temple. This temple is dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, and it is one of the most important pilgrimage sites in Karnataka. The temple has been expanded and renovated over the centuries, and it now reflects a blend of Hoysala and Vijayanagara architecture. Religion: the Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires were both Hindu empires. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara temples in Talakadu are some of the most beautiful and well-preserved examples of South Indian architecture. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires also played a significant role in the spread of Hinduism in Karnataka. They built temples and other religious monuments in many parts of the state, and they supported Hindu scholars and priests. Regional development: the Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires were both prosperous empires. They built irrigation systems, roads, and bridges to improve the infrastructure of their kingdoms. They also encouraged trade and commerce, which led to the economic development of their regions. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires also patronized the arts and culture, and they supported artists, poets, and musicians. Legacy: the Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires made significant contributions to the culture and religion of Karnataka. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara temples in Talakadu are some of the most important pilgrimage sites in Karnataka. Education and literacy were highly valued in the Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires. The Hoysala kings were great patrons of learning, and they established many schools and colleges throughout their kingdom. The Vijayanagara emperors also supported education and literacy, and they built many libraries and educational institutions. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires had a well-developed system of education. There were schools for both boys and girls, and the curriculum included subjects such as mathematics, science, literature, and religion. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires also supported education and literacy for women. There were schools for girls in both empires, and women were encouraged to learn and become literate. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires also had a number of universities, where students could study advanced subjects such as philosophy, theology, and law. A large percentage of the population could read and write, and this was due to the fact that there were many schools and colleges available to the people. The Hoysala king Vishnuvardhana, 1108 to 1152 CE, established a number of schools and colleges throughout his kingdom. He also supported the publication of books and manuscripts, which made it possible for more people to learn and become literate. The Vijayanagara Emperor Krishnadevaraya, 1509 to 1529 CE, was a great patron of learning. He established the Hampi University, which was one of the most prestigious universities in South India. He also supported the publication of books and manuscripts in many different languages. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires declined in the 14th and 16th centuries respectively. There were a number of factors that contributed to their decline. This was due to a number of factors, including internal conflicts and invasions by neighboring kingdoms. Internal conflicts. Both the Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires were plagued by internal conflicts, such as succession disputes and rebellions. These conflicts weakened the empires and made them vulnerable to attacks from external enemies. Invasions. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires were invaded by a number of different powers, including the Delhi Sultanate, the Deccan Sultanates, and the Portuguese. These invasions weakened the empires and led to their eventual downfall. Economic problems. The Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires faced a number of economic problems, such as famine and drought. These problems made it difficult for the empires to maintain their military and administrative infrastructure. Here are some specific examples of the events that led to the decline of the Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires. The Hoysala Empire began to decline in the 13th century after the death of King Narasimha III. The empire was divided between his two sons, which led to internal conflicts. The Hoysalas were also invaded by the Delhi Sultanate and the Deccan Sultanates. The Hoysala Empire was eventually defeated by the Vijayanagara Empire in 1343 CE. The Vijayanagara Empire began to decline in the 16th century after the Battle of Talakota in 1565 CE. In this battle, the Vijayanagara army was defeated by a combined army of the Deccan Sultanates. The Battle of Talakota was a major setback for the Vijayanagara Empire, and it led to its eventual decline. The decline of the Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires had a negative impact on South India. The empires had provided stability and prosperity to the region for centuries. Their decline led to a period of political instability and economic hardship. However, the Hoysala and Vijayanagara empires left a lasting legacy in South India. Their temples and other monuments are still standing today, and they are a testament to the skill and artistry of the people of these two empires. Wodeyar dynasty. The Wodeyar dynasty, whose capital was in nearby Mysore, exerted control over Talakadu during the 17th century. This period saw a shift in power dynamics and cultural influences. The Wodeyars were responsible for some renovations and developments in the region, including the construction of irrigation canals. The Wodeyars ruled over the Kingdom of Mysore from 1399 to 1947. Their capital city was Srirangapatana, which is located on the Kaveri River in the Mandya district of Karnataka. The Wodeyars made significant contributions to architecture, religion, education, and literacy in their kingdom. Architecture. The Wodeyars were great patrons of architecture. They built many temples, mosques, palaces, and other monuments throughout their kingdom. Some of the most famous Wodeyar monuments include Mysore Palace. This iconic palace is one of the most popular tourist destinations in India. It is known for its beautiful architecture and its intricate carvings. Chamundi Hills. This hilltop temple is dedicated to the Hindu goddess Chamundeshwari. It is one of the most important pilgrimage sites in Karnataka. Jagan Mohan Palace. This palace was built by the Wodeyar king Krishnaraja Wodeyar III in the early 20th century. It is known for its beautiful gardens, named as Brindavana Gardens, and its collection of art and artifacts. The Brindavana Gardens are located in the city of Mysore, Karnataka, India. They are terraced gardens featuring colorful ornamentals, fountain shows, and views of the adjacent dam. The gardens are spread over an area of 60 acres and are divided into three sections: the Brindavana Gardens, the Brindavana Terrace Gardens, and the Brindavana Musical Fountains. Triveni Sangama Temple. This temple is located in Talakadu, and it is dedicated to the Hindu gods Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. It is one of the most important pilgrimage sites in Karnataka. Religion. The Wodeyars were Hindus, and they patronized Hindu temples and monasteries throughout their kingdom. They also supported Hindu scholars and priests. The Wodeyars also showed tolerance for other religions, such as Islam and Jainism. They allowed Muslims and Jains to build their own places of worship and to practice their religions freely. Education. The Wodeyars encouraged education and literacy in their kingdom. They established schools and colleges for both boys and girls. The Wodeyars also supported the publication of books and manuscripts. The Wodeyars also established the University of Mysore in 1916. This was one of the first universities in India to be established by an Indian ruler. Literacy. The Wodeyars took a number of measures to improve literacy rates in their kingdom. They established schools and colleges, and they supported the publication of books and manuscripts. The Wodeyars also made education compulsory for all children between the ages of 6 and 14. As a result of the Wodeyars' efforts, literacy rates in the Kingdom of Mysore were among the highest in India in the early 20th century. The Wodeyars made significant contributions to architecture, religion, education, and literacy in their kingdom. Their legacy continues to be felt in Karnataka today. The Wodeyar dynasty came to an end in 1947, when India gained independence from British rule. The Kingdom of Mysore was merged into the Indian Union, and the Wodeyars lost their power. There were a number of factors that contributed to the downfall of the Wodeyar dynasty, which includes the rise of the Indian independence movement. The Indian independence movement was a nationwide movement that aimed to end British rule in India. The Wodeyars were unable to resist the Indian independence movement, and they were forced to merge their kingdom into the Indian Union in 1947. The changing political landscape of India. After independence, India became a republic. The Wodeyars were no longer allowed to rule as hereditary monarchs. The economic decline of the Kingdom of Mysore. The Kingdom of Mysore experienced economic decline in the early 20th century. This was due to a number of factors, such as the Great Depression and the Second World War. The Wodeyars were unable to reverse the economic decline of the Kingdom of Mysore, and this led to a loss of public support. The Wodeyar dynasty was not snatched away by any particular group or individual. The Wodeyars lost their power because of a combination of factors, including the rise of the Indian independence movement, the changing political landscape of India, and the economic decline of the Kingdom of Mysore. After the Kingdom of Mysore was merged into the Indian Union in 1947, the Wodeyars continued to live in Mysore as private citizens. The last Wodeyar king, Jayachamaraja Wodeyar, died in 1974. Decline and submergence. Despite its illustrious history, Talakadu's fate took a tragic turn in the late 16th century when the region faced a natural disaster of catastrophic proportions. The shifting course of the Kaveri River led to the gradual submergence of the town under layers of sand, effectively burying many of its temples and structures. This event, known as the Curse of Talakadu, marked a turning point in the town's history. Talakadu, with its fascinating historical background and the dynasties that once ruled over it, stands as a testament to the enduring allure of India's past. The town's rich tapestry of history, marked by periods of glory and decline, continues to intrigue historians and archaeologists. Today, Talakadu's partially submerged temples and the legends that surround them serve as a poignant reminder of the ever-evolving nature of history and the enduring legacy of those who once called this enchanting town their home. Tourists' information. The distance between Talakadu and Bangalore is 132 kilometers along Bengaluru-Mysuru Expressway, and it takes 2 hours and 41 minutes to drive. The distance between Talakadu and Mysore is 48.8 kilometers along Mysore-Kollegal Road, Mysore-Trichy Road, T. Narsapura Road, and it takes 1 hour and 4 minutes to drive. Train, bus and air communication. Bus communication. There are many bus operators that offer services to Talakadu from different parts of Karnataka. The journey takes around 3 to 4 hours depending on the traffic. You can book your tickets online or at the bus stand. Train communication. There is no direct train to Talakadu. The nearest railway station is Mysore, which is about 50 kilometers away. You can take a bus or taxi from Mysore to Talakadu. Air communication. The nearest airport is Mysore Airport, which is about 50 kilometers away. You can take a bus or taxi from the airport to Talakadu. Hotel accommodation. There are a number of beautiful hotels are available in Talakadu of various range. To the listener and followers, please subscribe my channel, stories and more, like and share. Your cooperation will definitely encourage me to present many interesting lost stories of the world in future, which will definitely enjoyable and knowledgeable to you. Thank you.